What's going on, guys, and welcome back to the channel for yet another Football Manager 2021 rebuild. And this time we are taking our talents to Portugal. It's a country I've not worked in one of these saves previously, and we are aiming to rebuild FC Porto. Now, one of my earliest memories of Porto in particular is Jose Mourinho knee sliding at Old Trafford after the goal had been scored. I can't remember who scored it, but they went through in the Champions League semi-finals, and Jose just takes off from out the dugout, sprints down the touchline at Old Trafford and pops a knee slide and celebrates with the Porto players as they advance to the Champions League final, where they ultimately beat Monaco and lifted the Champions League trophy. That is the goal of today's video, to reclaim a Champions League trophy for Porto. So let's dive into it and see if we can get that job done. So then, guys, as I said, we are starting things off with Porto. Now, this is a different club and a difficult challenge for me in particular, because I have a feeling, having not managed in Portugal before, that the financial implications and the money that comes into the league is nowhere near what I would be expecting. Just a quick look at their finances. As you can see, I've moved all the budget into the wage allocation, all the transfer budget into the wage allocation, but we're starting at a minus almost £12 million balance, which is not good at all. So we're going to try our best. We're going to see what we can do, and hopefully we can pick up some trophies. I don't want this video to go on as long as possible, but ultimately I would love to win a Champions League trophy for Porto. Usually the first thing I talk about in these rebuilds is the transfers. Obviously Danilo Pereira is leaving for PSG, which is going to be really irritating. On the ins, nobody, and on the outs obviously is Pereira. In terms of transfers in and transfers out, I've not touched it. I've just left everything as is. I don't want to make any changes. The only change I suppose is I've let Romario Barrow go out on loan to another team in Portugal, which to be honest is what it is. I'm not really too fussed about that transfer, that loan deal. I don't think it will cause that much of an issue. In terms of the tactic that we are going to be running today, guys, this is the GYRFM 4-4-2. Now, I did a video on this, which I'll leave a link to down below. I did a video on this tactic, and the idea around it was that it was aimed at a sort of, it was developed by a lower league style, a sort of bog standard sort of 4-4-2, and a lot of you guys sort of saw that and thought that it wouldn't work at an elite level, that it was a lower down tactic. That's definitely not the case, so that's kind of why I wanted to use it today. This is the tactic. Obviously, I'm not going to break it down. There's a video for that on the channel. But yeah, sweeper keeper, 4 along the back, 2 centre backs, a wing back, and a full back on attack. It's 4 midfielders across a flat sort of line, and then 2 strikers up front, a false 9, and a advanced forward. As I said, I'm not going to break things down, but this is kind of what we're going to run in season 1, obviously, without making any additional signings. We've got loads of players out on loan, but we've got some players in on loan as well. Felipe Anderson, I don't think he's going to get a lot of game time in this formation, because unless he plays left midfield, I don't see it happening, to be perfectly honest. We've also got this guy, Marco Grujic. Is that how you say his name? He's on loan from Liverpool. He'll probably get a little bit more game time out of the players in on loan, but we've also got Marling Sarr, again, from Chelsea, on loan as centre-back options alongside, annoyingly, Pepe's not in this lineup, but we still do have a 37-year-old Pepe. Don't know how long he'll be at the club, but he's probably a club leader, so I don't want to wind him up too much. But this is the team. Some star players that we're going to be looking for in this lineup. This dude here, Musa Mariga, maybe. I'm going to go with Mariga. He looks nice. He's fast. That's all I want. I want a fast striker up top to sort of stretch that line. Really good mentals, okay technicals. I'd like them to be a bit better. But he is already wanted by whom? Valencia. Okay, great. Good. So he's one to watch. Obviously, Jesus Corona is a good little player. Obviously, the Mexican international, he can play on both sides, so he's going to be one to watch. And I also think Diaz on this left-hand side, Luis Diaz, could be one to watch as well. He's really quick. He's got some holes in his game, I will say, but he's really quick, good at dribbling, good first touch, and he can pass. That's kind of all I need him to do. So fingers crossed he can hold down that left-hand side there. In terms of club vision, before we kick things off, the culture is quite extensive, to be honest. They want us to develop players using the club youth system, sign players from domestic rivals, play attacking football, sign high reputation players, and play high tempo pressing football, which is not too bad. But ongoing ones: increase commercial revenue, sign players to sell for a profit, maintain the club's status as the most reputable team in Portugal, and then work within the wage budget. In terms of competitions, Champions League first knockout stage. I don't know if that's going to be tricky. It all depends on who we come up against in the group, doesn't it? I've seen in these rebuilds previously, we've come up against like Atletico, Dortmund, and then like, I don't know, like a good team from England, like an Arsenal or someone who's sort of worked their way in, but don't necessarily have the super high coefficient points. And it's just ridiculous to get through that sort of group. But we will see. We will see. Obviously, we are expected to win the Portuguese league, reach the final of the PT Cup, and then they don't care about the Super Cup, which we also participate in. So yeah, there's a lot of silverware on offer actually. The Portuguese Super Cup, the Portuguese Cup, Champions League, and the Portuguese League, which does start in 2 days' time. We've had an interesting pre-season. Played quite a few games. Obviously, I've chucked some of the other ones in there, like the Arsenal game. We got battered. It doesn't really matter. It's pre-season. RB Leipzig, again, lost that one. Doesn't really matter. We're still learning the tactic at this point, but because we need to learn the tactic, I try and ram as many games into pre-season as possible. We drew against Palmeiras and we beat Juventus, so there is some positive signs in here, but obviously winning the league is going to be no mean feat. If we go over to the Premier League and we look at the season preview, we are favourites. Obviously, in real life, Porto didn't win this season. Sporting did, so we need to, keep our sort of wits about us, and there is a big smattering of Sporting players in here. Obviously, we do have a couple of our own players, but we are not going to be playing that formation. So guys, let's start the simulation. Season 1 will be in the books, and I'll be back with you guys in just a few seconds. Right guys, we are back at the end of the season, and one of you guys in the comments, I can't remember who it was, shout out to you, my dude. They said, Steve, don't start on the home screen. We can already see how you got on in all the competitions. So I've gone over to the inbox screen. You can obviously see at the top of the league, top of the screen, words, that we won the Portuguese league. So let's take a look at that one first and foremost. As you can see, a league table, we won it by a point. We beat Benfica, who were actually really, really strong throughout the course of the season. But ultimately, we managed to hold on. Benfica won on the last day of the season, and we unfortunately lost on the last day of the season. But it looks like the title was already decided by that point. I can't see why we would have got battered on that last day of the season. As you can see, Mourinho is the top goal scorer in the league. However, in January, he was approached by Juventus, so he is leaving. He is going to join Juve at the end of the season, despite scoring almost 50 goals for me in all competitions. 49 goals for him throughout the course of the season. I messed up. I did. I genuinely really, really messed up letting him go. He had the most player of the matches awards. One thing I will say with this at the moment, they only conceded 21 goals, but as you can see in terms of the clean sheets, we're not really too close. This goalkeeper here, he is 33 years of age. He's probably not going to be the goalkeeper to take us into season number 2. I probably will look at replacing him in the summer. So that is the league all wrapped up. As you can see, high average ratings for Mourinho, and Corona is second in the assist behind Scotsman Ryan Gould. In terms of other competitions, though, this is how we got on. It's been a trophy-laden season. We won the Portuguese Cup, we won the Portuguese League Cup, and we won the Portuguese Super Cup, and we were knocked out in the quarter-final stage of the Champions League. So in the Portuguese Cup, we beat Benfica. Again, we were fighting them all season for that league title. We beat them in the final of the Portuguese Cup as well. Obviously, you can see the 4-4-2 lined up here. Mourinho doing the business, and yeah, I've already touched on that. I I messed up. Portuguese League Cup, we won 4-0. Relatively straightforward. I'm not even going to show you that one. And then the Portuguese Super Cup that they didn't care about. We played Benfica again, and we beat them 6-1. Dominated them. That was one earlier on in the season. In the quarter-final stage of the Champions League, we were knocked out 4-1 on aggregate by Atletico Madrid, but we were in some good company here. Liverpool in there, absolutely trouncing Mönchengladbach. But Benfica going through, beating Juventus. So a team in Portugal was represented at the semi-final stage. Just out of curiosity, how did they get on? They lost to Atletico Madrid, and the winners of the Champions League is yet to been decided. Interesting. So a very, very good first season in the books. In terms of transfers coming in, we're bringing in some loans, guys. I'll go over the full scope of what business we've done, but we needed a striker to come in to replace Mourinho. So Jamal Musiala is how I'm going to say that, and I probably got it wrong. And Tanguy Nianzou comes in on loan. They both come in from Bayern Munich, but it's going to be a busy summer. I've already said that I kind of want a goalkeeper, and obviously we needed a striker to replace Mourinho. It's going to be an interesting one. Come back for season 2. I will be back in just a few seconds. So then, ready to start season 2. As you can see on the transfers page, I have been busy, I have been out, and I have secured a new goalkeeper. Dominik Livakovic comes in from Dinamo Zagreb, the Croatian goalkeeper. It's the first time I've actually used him in one of these rebuilds, so I'm looking forward to seeing how good he actually is. Comes in 26 years of age. He's definitely an upgrade on the goalkeeper that we did have, who I've actually sold. In terms of his career stats, good season last year for Dinamo. Over in the Croatian league, 22 goals conceded, 11 clean sheets, 1 player of the match, and that average rating of 7.21. Paid 9.5 million for him. Some of it was installments and stuff like that. So it's a big outlay for the division I'm in, but it's not a huge outlay, if that makes sense. Towards the end of season 1, I touched on Tanguy Nianzou and Jamal Musiala. Is how I'm going to say that. We brought those two guys in on loan from the Bundesliga, but also, to my surprise, Jude Bellingham was on the loan list from Dortmund, so I thought, why not? Let's have another English person with me in Portugal. So Jude Bellingham comes in on a season-long loan. He's still only 18 years of age, but I think he could be a nice little option in the midfield. We're paying his wages and a monthly cost of 145k. So the loan is costing us 1.6 million, which I ultimately thought was cheaper than buying another central midfielder, basically. We also brought in Eddie Salcido from Inter Milan. It's not quite the Inter Milan striker that I always sign, but he is quite good. 19 years of age, having spent the last season on loan at Verona in game. Pulled him in. We're just paying his wages, no fee up front for him. In terms of outgoings, obviously, you knew about Danilo Pereira. That one's already arranged in the game. He goes to PSG. We sold this guy, Chidozie Awazim. Is how I'm going to say that guy's name. Sorry if I've absolutely butchered that. He goes to Boa Vista, the central midfielder. It's more of a deep line, defensive midfielder or a centre-back. It's not really a position I'd play him in. And he's definitely not good enough to play centre-back for me. So he's gone. And then, this is the goalkeeper that I mentioned last year. We brought in Livakovic. He wanted to leave, so we have sent him on his way to Olympiacos. So all done and dusted there. And then obviously Mourinho, as I did mention last season, has gone to Juventus on a free transfer. So we go into the team report, and this is kind of what I'm going to run this year, I think. Obviously, we've got a couple of loan options. We've had a couple of players come back from loans themselves. The people that I'm looking at really are Thomas Estafiez. This guy obviously was on loan at Reading in the first season. And who is the dude who was at Wolves? Come on, Steve. Brain work quicker. This guy. Vitor Ferreira. I think he could be a nice little prospect moving forward. Obviously, 21 years of age, spent the season on loan at Wolves in the Premier League, barely played, 5 appearances for Wolves, but I think either this season or next season, this dude could be a leading player for us. If we pick without restriction, the best 11, this is kind of what I'm going to run. I'm going to put Musiala in there. This is kind of where I'm looking at, really. Livakovic, Manfana, Pepe, and Bemba, Sanzu. I still think this defense needs some work if we're going to be trying to do something in a European competition. Corona, Uribe, Otavio, Diaz. This midfield is actually pretty good. I'm actually quite happy with that. And then Taremi and Musiala up top. I think this could be his breakout year. He comes in on loan from Bayern, obviously 18 years of age. He's got a big old price tag on him. We're going to be playing him up top. But as an advanced forward, he's good on both feet. I think he could score a decent amount of goals for us. Obviously, his determination is up pretty high. So ultimately, I think he could be a good pickup for us. In terms of the preseason, though, we've played another number of games. Relatively comfortable through preseason, to be honest. We beat our B team, then Charlton, Barnsley, Chelsea in our little run through teams in England. Winning all of those. Beating Chelsea 5-1 was very impressive, I thought. We also took on Bayern Leverkusen at home, beat them 3-0, and then played RB Salzburg and lost 2-0 with Patson Daka scoring. Patson Daka is a player I tried to sign this summer as a striker, but ultimately they wanted too much money for him. We're about to start the season. We are about to play Benfica in the Super Cup. Obviously, we are the winners of the league and the cup, but we beat Benfica in the cup final, so they're into the Super League. Okay, so in terms of the club vision for season number 2, they are delighted with us playing attacking football and high-tempo football, which is high-tempo pressing football, sorry. We're on course of working within the wage budget. Again, once I'd done my business, obviously I only signed Livakovic, really, so I just slid everything else into the wage budget just to make sure, obviously, when we're simulating, sometimes bonuses, pay rises, etc., you don't want to end up just burning through a couple of months in the red, so we should be comfortable in there. In terms of competitions, though, reach the first knockout round of the Champions League yet again, win the Premier League, reach the final of the Cup. They don't care about the League Cup and the Super Cup again. But ultimately, I think winning breeds winning, doesn't it? So we've got these 5 competitions up again. Obviously, we won 4 of them. The 4 in red, we won them last season. I would love to retain all 4 this year. We got to the quarterfinals of the Champions League. If we can make it one step further, I'd be happy with that as a season-on-season progression, maybe. But we'll have to see how we get on. It's time to simulate season 2. I'll be back in a sec. So then this is the end of season 2, and we have had a very good season. Again, as you can see, top of the Portuguese league for a second year running. It looks like it's 3, but obviously the first season Sporting did win that one. This one, a little bit more comfortable than last season. They only won by 1 point last season. This season, much more comfortable. 89 points on the board. Only 18 goals conceded from a 4 at the back is very, very impressive. We did have 1 loss this season. We lost away to Braga. 5 draws against those teams that you can see there. And then obviously the 28 wins. We have 2 players in the top 3 goal scorers in the division, which definitely helps. We are very good going forward. We're very good at the back. But as I said, I still think that defense needs a little bit of work for a European competition. We've got 2 players in there near the highest average rating. Jesus Corona having a very, very good season for us there in the league, absolutely dominating. And Otavio is the highest assister. And something that I wanted to address is Livakovic is the clean sheet holder by a decent margin in the league, which is exactly what I wanted. Our goalkeeper last season was in 4th. We are now clearly at the top with 16 goals conceded all season and 20 clean sheets, which is very, very impressive for Dominik Livakovic. So, compared to last season, let's open the full league table. So last season we got 79 points. This year we got 89, so an extra 10 on the board. Much more impressive. How about the rest of the competitions? I'm just taking all this in. Okay, so not as much silverware as last year, but in my opinion, it's a better year. I know that makes no sense, but we were better in the league. We got to the semi-finals of the Champions League, ultimately losing to Bayern Munich 5-4 as well. So that is tight. That is tight. I'm going to go and check those games out. And then it's Dortmund. Dortmund beat Man City. So it's an all-German final. Has that been played? Just out of curiosity. It has. Bayern dominated 4-1. Okay. So we lost to the eventual winners in the semi-final stage, which ultimately I'm okay with. We won the Portuguese Super Cup. We beat Benfica 2-1. Knocked out in the 3rd phase of of the Portuguese League Cup. We should really be going through here, but fair play to Rio Ave going through. Benfica win the Portuguese League Cup, and then we're runners-up in the Portuguese Cup. That's irritating, losing to Benfica. So it's another Super Cup of Benfica Porto. Out of curiosity, let's have a look. I always do this. Let's have a look at the Champions League run, just out of curiosity, to see what sort of teams we are beating on the way. So we were in a group with Manchester City, who we beat at home. And then lost away, but that's fine. FC Copenhagen and Borussia Mönchengladbach. We go through Group A. We take on Napoli. We beat Napoli in the first knockout round. We take on Benfica in the quarters. All Portuguese affair. We lose 2-1 away from home. Fabio Vieira getting a goal in the 90th minute to give us that all-important away goal. I would say all-important away goal, but we beat them at home 8-0. 8-0. Mad. So then we played Bayern Munich 4-3 away from home in the Stadion München. That's not bad at all. 2 goals in the 91st minute, in the 90th plus minute. So we gave away a goal in the 80th to Gnabry, then the 91st to Gnabry, and then Leon Goretzka scores in the 95th minute. We should have gone through here. We should have been Champions League finalists. And then we draw the game at home 1-1, which sees Bayern go through, obviously 5-4. Impressive. You know what? I know it's not. In the first year, we won 4 trophies. This, to me, is probably a better year. As I mentioned, 10 more points in the league. League points are hard to accumulate. Obviously, we got to the semi-finals in the Champions League as well. Whew. Head down. More transfers. Season 3 coming up right now. So then, guys, here we are, Season 3. We have one big outgoing, actually. Jesus Corona, obviously prompting a bid from Liverpool. So he is now a Liverpool player, and I think he's going to do very, very well there for Liverpool. Obviously, he's done very well for us so far. 7.52 in all competitions last season, highest average rating in the league by a country mile. Liverpool paid £35 million for him, which actually is a massive amount of money coming into the club. So what I decided to do, guys, we extended the loan of the striker Musiala from Bayern Munich. We extended him for another season. We also added Zagadou, the French defender from Dortmund, to give us a bit more of that robust aerial presence in this team. He's got 18 jumping reach, 18 strength, and he's 6'5". This guy's going to score headers for me, guaranteed. Sandro Tonali's contract was running out at Brescia. AC Milan obviously didn't make the option or pay the option at the end of the first season to buy him for 13 million. So he was about to leave Brescia. He didn't want to sign a new deal. So if he's there, guys, I'm gonna have him. So Sandro Tonali joins on a free transfer. We did go and spend some money though. Caligari, the fullback here, he's a Brazilian right back. I think he's going to fit in very nicely for us. He's going to be on attack duties, so I was looking for someone who could get the ball forward. He's got 16 dribbling, he's got 15 passing, he's got 13 crossing. Is exactly what I was looking for. A bit more of a ball playing player to play a little bit higher up on that right hand side. So I actually think he's going to be a very big threat for us on that side of the pitch. He's got really nice physicals as well. He's injured at the moment, but he will be back, and I'm sure he will play a very big part in season number 3. And then we went out and spent some big money. We went and bought Leon Bailey. With a lot of the money that we got from Corona. Obviously, we did make the semi-finals of the Champions League, so we had some money to spend. So we went out and added the money that we got from him to the money that we already had, and we spent a big chunk of change on Leon Bailey. The reason I bought him, he's great on both feet. He can play on both wings. He's quick. He's electric. He's good on the ball. That's basically why I bought him. I don't know how much he's going to play on the right or versus the left. I'm going to leave that one up to my assistant. But it looks like he's had a good save so far. 7.2 in his first season, 7.12 in his second season, 5 goals apiece. I'd be looking for a little bit more of a return on that, because we spent 65 million on him. Obviously, some of it is in add-ons and future fees, so that's fine. It wasn't all up front. Porto don't have that kind of cash. So in terms of club vision first, I guess, They were disappointed that we sold Corona, but it is what it is. It had to happen. They want us to. It's the same. It's the same as every year, guys. They want us to reach the knockout stage of the Champions League. We only challenge for the Premier League. It makes no sense. It was win previously. Now they only want us to challenge. Win the cup. Don't care about the League Cup. Don't care about the Super Cup. But I have a requirement. Make sure that the team wins. Make sure the team wins at least one domestic cup by the end of this season. So that is interesting. There are 2 domestic cups to play for, and we've got to win one of them. Ooh, pressure. So obviously the competitions look the same as they have all seasons so far. And in terms of the team going into it, this is kind of where I'm at, guys. If we pick without restriction, pick that best 11. This is kind of what we're looking for. So we've got Livakovic, Caligari, Mbemba alongside Zagadou. Junior Firpo. Why have I not shown you Junior Firpo? Did we buy him in January? We must have bought him in January. Sorry, guys. Last season, Junior Firpo. We bought him in January. We definitely must have bought him in January. Anyway, we've basically redeveloped this back line. Sorry about that. We bought Junior Firpo in January of season 2. So, yes, Caligari, Mbemba, Zagadou, and Junior Firpo. In terms of the midfield, we've got Bailey, Uribe, maybe. Ferreira, as I mentioned, does come in. The guy who was on loan at Wolves. Diaz on that left-hand side. And Tarmi, sure, alongside Musiala up top, hopefully gonna fire us to glory. This guy, he's progressed quite nicely, even if his attributes haven't improved too much. If we look at his career stats last season, absolute monster for us. 27 appearances in the league, 22 goals. He was very, very good for us. And in terms of his development, let's have a look at his progress in terms of his attributes as attacking role, advanced forward, last month, no, all time. So he is definitely progressing. Some of his attributes have gone up. His penalty taking's gone up. His corners have gone up. Doesn't really matter. But his decision making and his anticipation going up is very good for us. Same as his jumping reach adds a little bit more to him in that starting 11. So this is it. This is the season. This is the team. Hopefully we can continue with a good season and we pick up that domestic cup so I don't get sacked. So simulate season 3. I will be back in just a sec. So then, guys, I'm running out of screens to put you on so that you don't see information that I don't want you to see. So this is how we're going to start things. We're going to start things looking at the finances. I've got 10 million on my transfer budget left, but obviously remember we started the save with minus 11 million pounds in the bank. Now we've got 50, and that has been largely down to the success of us in continental competition. Interestingly, I don't know how I get from here to show you the league without showing you other stuff. So I'm just going to do it. It's done. It's done. It's over. We win. Rebuild done and dusted. I can be the replica of Jose Mourinho running down the touchline, knee sliding, pumping my fist. Because we won everything. We won everything that the game has to offer in Portugal. We win the Portuguese Super Cup. We beat Benfica 4-1. Dominant. We win the League Cup. We beat Boa Vista 3-0. Again, dominant. Portuguese Cup, we win that 3-0 as well. Absolutely flying. Musiala, absolutely dominant. Premier League, we win for another year on the spin. Our best return thus far, 94 points. If we open it up to the stages and do a full league table, 94 points. We win the title by a long chalk. 100 goals scored, 17 goals conceded. Is that our best? Yes, that is. So best goal difference of 83, even though we lost 2 games and drew 1, we won the rest. So it doesn't really matter about the league. Musiala, top goal scorer in the league with 26. He's done very, very well for himself, looking like a very, very good prospect going back to Bayern Munich. We have the top 3 players in terms of average rating. Leon Bailey, Sanusi, who is a left back / central midfielder, left back, and Musiala topping it out there. We've also got Zagadou, Liete, Tonali, and Nyanzu. You know, look at this. Like, we've got so many players inside the top average ratings. It is fantastic to see. Sandro Tonali, top of the assist charts again. Very nice to see a player in that position. Livakovic again with 20 clean sheets. Highest number of player of the matches, Leon Bailey is tied with 7. So it looks like Leon Bailey has justified, whoa, what a season he's had. Looks like Leon Bailey has justified his price tag. 49 appearances, 4 as a sub, 45 as a starter, 24 goals, guys, in all competitions. He is dominant, along with 15 assists. So what is that? 39 goal contributions in 49 games from left or right midfield. Out of curiosity, where have you been playing most of your games? Right midfield. He played once at centre mid and once at striker. Internationally, he's been playing in attacking midfield spots, but it doesn't really matter. Absolutely dominant for us. And I'm loving it. Absolutely loving it. So, obviously, we've won the Champions League. We've beaten Arsenal on penalties in the final. Liverpool coming out with a 6.2. This Arsenal team isn't as strong. They've got Camavinga. Jesus wept. This Arsenal team isn't as strong as it could be. Goalkeeper definitely letting them down here. Runarsson, not good enough really for that level. Bellerin, Christensen, Gabriel and Saka is an okay backline. Camavinga and Partey is probably the best part of this team. Galeno is a Braga player at the start. I looked at him, but he's not really a natural at the position that I wanted him to be in, so I went and bought Leon Bailey. He's now at Arsenal with Smith Rowe, Reece Nelson and Lacazette. Obviously our 4-4-2 doing the business. Who scored the penalties for us? Out of curiosity, Barrow missed his penalty, but Bailey, Pepe, Musiala and Tonali scored. So who missed for Arsenal? Maitland-Niles scored, Smith Rowe, Martinelli. It's good to see the young guys scoring, but Balogun and Christensen missed the penalties. In all honesty, it's a very balanced game, to be honest. So I can see why it has gone 2 penalties. Just out of curiosity, who did we beat in the run? Who did we beat in the Champions League run? So we were in Group D, and we go through top, beating Napoli, Anderlecht, and Bayern Leverkusen. 4 victories and 2 losses. We lost away to Leverkusen and Anderlecht, 5-1 and 4-1. Ouch, that's some stinking results in some of those, but looks like we've gone through regardless. In the knockout stages, then we played all English teams. Interesting. So we played Liverpool. We drew 3-3 at Anfield. A very good result. And then we beat them 5-0 at home. Man City were up next. We beat them 3-0 at home and then 2-1 away from home. And then it had to be, didn't it? It had to be Manchester United. We are 1-0 up at home. Harry Maguire gets sent off. Junior Firpo gets sent off for us. And Romario Barrow slots a penalty in the 78th minute. Then we go to Old Trafford. They score, so it's 1-1. It's basically a carbon copy of what actually happened. If only we'd have taken on Monaco in the final. It's basically a carbon copy. Rashford scores early for United, and then Estafias, the right back, scores for us in the 59th minute. So I could have literally been Jose running down the touchline, knee sliding, celebrating with the players, going through. It wasn't as late, so I probably wouldn't have done that. Through to face Arsenal in the final. And they scored first. Thomas Partey scores. We scored just after half-time to go through. Well, that is the rebuild done and dusted, guys. I don't really know what else to say. The goal was to win the Champions League, and we've done it in 3 seasons with Porto. So the question goes over to you guys. Let me know down in the comments, who would you like to see me rebuild next? I know a lot of you guys have suggested multiple rebuilds, so some of them are on my list, but I'm always interested to see if any new teams come up, if anyone's new to a video of mine that I'd be interested to see, interesting to do as an idea. Please do let me know down in the comments. But that is where I'm going to leave things for today. If you have enjoyed this rebuild of Porto with Jose and mine, then please do drop a like on the video down below. Subscribe to the channel if you are new around here. We are pushing towards that sub goal of 10k. We are absolutely smashing it, guys. You are absolutely insane, banging the subscription button. But until next time, guys, take care of yourselves, take care of each other, and I'll see you on another rebuild very, very soon.